All right, guys. Well, yes, I have COVID, and yes, it sucks. But I figured nothing else better to do today, so I'm going to do a review of my Polaris 450 HO Sportsman. From what I've heard of this motor, I'm going to sit you guys down for a second. I'm going to take my helmet off. From what I've heard of this motor, from what I've heard about it, it apparently is a 500, just tuned a bit differently from what I've heard. I'm not exactly sure on the factuality of that, but take it as you will. But this machine is a beast. I ride it pretty hard, as you can tell. I mean, it's been mud-ridden. It's been wheelied. I've come back in the rear rack back here. I've scraped that. I've scraped the rear rack. It's done burnouts. Overall, good machine. Nothing really too wrong with it yet. I know everyone's always saying Polaris is so unreliable and all the Braden Price fanboys are going to hate me. Fan's loud. And believe me, I am a Braden Price fanboy myself. That is. Okay, I think it's just running hot because it doesn't have air flowing into it after I shut it off, so the engine, whatever. But if we go through here, you can see my odometer is at 1,258.2 miles. And this is a 2021. This machine has been ridden pretty hard for seeing how we only got it like last October of last year. Yeah, it's a good machine. The four-wheel drive works great. I have to say that much about it. I've had to use the four-wheel drive quite a few times, actually, for getting through some meteor stuff, and works amazing. Oil change on it, I have just done the first oil change. I know, bad David. Way too long on that oil change to wait for it, but, you know. If you're looking at one of these machines to get one, don't strive away from it. Don't think like, oh, Polaris, they have a reputation of being unreliable, and they do. I'll give you that much. They have, some Polarises are not as reliable, but end all be all, they're reliable machines. They work, they get the job done. Rides absolutely amazing for what it is. The suspension on it, I'll try to show you a little bit back here. You can see just from me grabbing onto it, it can shake and wiggle and all that. Like, it's very plush suspension setup. So if you want to ride calm, and I call it kind of old people riding, I guess. Might be a little bit offensive, but belt change. I have not had to change a belt. I have not blown one. The belt has gotten wet a few times because, like I said, I have mud-ridden this thing before. Quite a few times, actually. That's one of the main uses I have for it. Just out there earlier, I was wheeling the thing. Overall, I guess, kind of my review on the Polaris Sportsman 450. Some things I don't like. The power steering is great. I love the power steering. Bonus. The screen, amazing. I love it. Polaris has killed it with the screen and the power steering. I have heard people have problems with the power steering. Just on the internet, I've heard people having problems with it, but hasn't happened to me yet, so only going off experience, this power steering works amazing and feels great. Rear brakes, they don't work worth a crap. I don't know if it's like some sort of weird anti-lock brake system, but if you really stomp on it hard, it'll use the brakes. You have to push it down probably good. You got all that play in the brake. And then once you get down to there, it's pretty much like hitting a rock wall. So, shifter, when I first got the machine, hated the shifter. Hated it. Like, I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I was always like, oh, let me put it in reverse. Oh, that's park. That's neutral. That's low. That's reverse. Okay, there we go. Honestly, I'd say it just takes getting used to. Once you're used to it, it's pretty easy. Not much to say about it. The old Polaris wheel bearings that everyone's always joking about and talking about. My machine has been ridden pretty dang hard And I have not had wheel bearings go out on it, so I don't know if that's like a select few machines that you hear about or what, but no. If you're looking at getting one of these machines, I would say don't strive away from it just because of some of the horror stories you hear online about Polaris. Just, I don't know. The fit and finish is a bit weird. But I think that's just because this plastic here is, yeah, this isn't quite on right. But over on this other side here, this is fine. This is how it's supposed to be. Seat comes off really easy. Your air intake is like right up here somewhere. Your belt intake is right here, which is just dumb. You have your tire here, and then you can barely see it, but back up in there somewhere is your belt intake. I don't know where the belt exhaust is. The normal machine exhaust is over there, but I think it just blasted in the core. No, overall, end all be all good machine. Just kind of my review on it.